McCarty and Neil Rule can give. It's time for Big D Energy, live on Woodward Sports. Join four-time Stanley Cup champion and legendary badass Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., as they give their takes on all things Detroit sports. The number one midday show in Detroit is on. Welcome to Big D Energy.
Yo, 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 what's going on, buddy? Welcome to a 4 Down Friday edition of Big D Energy.
Big D!
Right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neil Rule. My friend is here today, Sean Belesian. He's my friend. Hi, friend.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, pal.
Great to see you, pal.
Absolutely. Don't start already, man, all right? Let the slap fest begin, okay? Let's just get it out
We
there.
haven't even recorded.
Yeah. It is a Bourbon Friday as well. We got Chase in the Chase Lounge. Chase, he's got the Dale hat on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm rocking some of my heroes and my idols today. I got my Earnhardt hat on. I got my Summit Ice jacket. I watched all of season 2 of Nathan Fielder's The Rehearsal last night. Nathan Fielder talked about him multiple times. Like, he is the smartest, funniest man to ever graced this earth, and I will die on that hill. He's my man. He's my king. He's my idol. He's my god. I love Nathan Fielder so much.
Speaking of kings and idols, Spencer Raxter in the building.
How you doing?
Hey.
Feeling good?
You are.
Friday, feeling good. Got a date with Coonan later, so I'm excited for that. It's my Friday routine.
It's your relationship, man.
Yep.
You're gonna be in there. Speaking of Friday, it is Bourbon Friday. Shout out Varchaz. Our people over here on Chicago Road. Great tasting room over there. Pull up, get an old fashioned. It's pretty good. I'll be participating today.
You guys like fun?
I'm all right.
You're good, Chase. It's up here for you.
I go to the gym in between shows on Friday, so I can get fucked up at night. Yeah.
I'm not trying to do that peer pressure.
No, absolutely
All the
not.
cool kids are doing it, Spencer.
Yeah. Hey, dork.
What's the matter? Mama got milk for you.
I'm like a starting pitcher right now, Neil, whose arm's a little sore. I can maybe come in and give you a few to close it out, but
Okay.
right now, nah.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
We'll do chaos.
Yeah, we can do pitching chaos.
No, I can do 4 innings.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
Sean.
got 6 outs.
They're high level. You're going to come in a high leverage
I
situation.
got 6 outs in me.
That might be the 6th inning. It might be the 5th inning. Whenever the highest leverage is.
You can do it.
He absolutely can do it. Drop my kids off for the final day of school today. Shout out everyone that's getting out of school. Salute to you. School year done. I can shut that 6:05 alarm off. Magical.
What people don't understand, there's like such a big difference, Neil. Like when you're talking about getting up at oh, thank you, you're very kind. When you're talking about hold please. When you're talking about getting up at 6:05 and getting up at say 6:45, there is such a massive difference. It's insane. And until you live it, you don't know. There's you get that extra half hour in the morning. It is all the difference in the world, man.
100%.
I don't care what anybody says.
No, absolutely 1,000%. Jump into that Woodward Sports chat thread, by the way, and get your thoughts out there. But looking back on it, Sean, name a more electric time in your life than that last day of school when you were going to school, high school, all that?
There was, I'm sure you kind of have figured this out too. It was only eclipsed by watching the joy of my kids on their last day of school. It really,
Right.
it eclipsed it. It went next level for me, Neil. No doubt about it. I just, the thing that I remember is the senioritis, and how I just mailed it in the last month of the year. And I remember telling, and I'm not going to say the dude's name, I remember telling him my 5th hour teacher, because like so many other kids, you didn't have a 6 hour because you had so much, credits in the book and everything. I remember telling my 5th hour teacher in like the second week of April, I just looked at him, I'm serious, and I said, I'm just not going to be here the rest of the year. And he was like, you can't do that. And I go, I'm not going to be here the rest of the year. I mean, what you do with that information is up to you. But I just want you to know you're not going to be here the rest of the year. That was a cool time. And Neil, let's be honest, especially like high school. I'm going to flat out say it. I was talking to my nephew about this the other day. He just graduated. These people that make a big deal about graduating from high school. I'm sorry to be that guy. A hamster can graduate from high school.
You just got to show up, yeah.
Just show up. And then even at the end, you can look your fifth-hour teacher in the eye and go, I'm not coming to class the rest of the year. Well, you better come to class. It's not going to happen. So let's just get this out of the way right now. If you want to fail me, go ahead. But I'm just not going to show up. So the people that have turned that into something, it kind of makes me laugh. I'm convinced a hamster could graduate high school.
Oh, yeah, and make no mistake, like when we talked about my son graduating last week, that, like, let's be real, that was about me.
Right.
It wasn't about him.
Congrats. Like,
Yeah.
I can say congrats, but let's not turn it into something that
Yeah.
it isn't.
Congrats to me because I survived him. You know what I'm saying? Like I've talked about my son before in the battle over the dishes, in the battle over picking shit up. Everyone watching this show right now that has children has fought those battles.
Yep.
Every single one. So the graduation's not about him or her. It's about you and me because that's what we do all the time. So good. I'm glad we got that handled. Woodward Sports chat thread. Jump into there and get your thoughts out there. Oh man, I had a good one here, and then it slid away. But hey, whatever, you guys know. R.J. Graham, Tigers versus Cubs. That is tonight, by the way. Skubal on the mound. This could be a World Series preview. What do you got, Chase?
Is the high school diploma like the ultimate participation trophy?
Yeah. 100. I mean, yeah. They
You just got to show up.
Yeah,
just gotta
exactly.
show
That's what
up,
I mean,
dude.
the ultimate participation trophy.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. It isn't. Like, let's be honest. Congratulations. What an accomplishment. Yeah, I showed up. That's right?
Yes, absolutely. Dante 151 in the super chat. If you want to skip the line, go ahead and use the super chat. Dante 151. Happy Friday, everyone. Early rest in peace Tuesday on a Friday to the Pittsburgh Steelers for bringing in Aaron Rodgers to the quarterback position. When will you learn, old man? You need to rebuild your team. You know good. More on that on the 4 Down Friday.
I can't wait though. Like, I'm not being funny. I can't wait. I'm not.
You, man. Look at you.
All the stories, like the stories are writing themselves now in the NFL. There's so much to look forward to. There really is. That's one of them. You know, like our buddy Ryan Field, like posted, was it week 1 or week 2? I forget. Jets and Steelers. Like you can't make that shit
Must
up.
see TV.
Are you kidding?
They swapped quarterbacks.
I pray that he's still the Steelers quarterback when they play the Lions. I want that.
You know,
so-
Kirby Joseph prays for that too.
Yes,
Yes.
I want it. So, these are great stories, Neil.
Dante 151. Also, breaking news: the Dallas Stars just fired their coach.
A little surprised at that. I know that Pete irked some guys the wrong way and had some comments. According to some reports in the exit interviews, I will say this again. I've known Pete since 2001. One of the coolest dudes on earth. He's a dude that I root for. He will get a job again. He will excel again. And I hope he finally gets a Stanley Cup one day. I mean that.
We saw this with Tom Thibodeau. And I was actually listening to a podcast this morning talking about it. And I'm not glad that the man got fired or whatever, but I am glad that this opportunity to speak on this and ask you this question, because they were discussing this. Is coaching a levels game? Are there guys that can get you to a level and that's what they do, and then you got to go get a closer? You got to go get Chase in a high leverage situation to come in and close down the club?
Chase would for sure be a closer.
It's a great question. It is. You know, it's funny because I think there are some guys, a couple come to mind. Pat Burns, the late Pat Burns. How many people said Pat Burns is a great coach, but he's never going to win for you until he won?
Right.
And whether people want to admit it or not, there was some of that shit going around about Joel Quenneville, who then next became kind of the gold standard, if you recall. But there was some of that crap going on.
I wouldn't mind some of that crap
About-
going
I
around.
wouldn't mind any of that crap.
About Joel Quenneville.
I definitely wouldn't mind some of that crap
So
going around.
that to me, if somebody wants to say that, Neil, how could I argue with it? Because he hasn't done it. He's taken multiple teams very high. He's never won. So how can I say, well, yeah, he can win? There's more evidence to suggest that he can't, but I'm biased. I really like Pete. He and Steve Spott have been a damn good team everywhere they've gone, and I hope he gets one day. I really do.
Woodward Sports Chapter at FJ 1967. Good morning, Big D Energy and chat. Good morning, FJ 1967.
Good morning.
Good to see you, my friend. Luke, how was everybody's day after that NBA Finals last night? Crazy comeback. Also in the
That was
chat,
nuts.
I was told it was going to be a sweep. Was I lied to?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were.
You were. I lied to you.
I looked you in the eye, and I lied to you.
Thunder in 5.
What's that?
Thunder in 5. Thunder in 5.
Okay.
The
Spenny?
Pacers led for 0.3 seconds of that game.
But Spenny, they turned it over 24 times.
And the Thunder shot
Okay.
36% from the field.
OKC got 21 points from the line and turned it over 6 times, Spenny.
Yeah.
The Pacers will play. They didn't play well.
And the Thunder didn't either.
No, but the Pacers really didn't play
Yeah,
well.
but the Thunder will play better
When
too.
did you know it was coming, though? Because
The Nemhard 3?
Yeah, like not till like a minute and a half to go.
Yeah.
Like for
They
because
hit like
it
three
just-
threes in a row.
They got out up 10, and they did that NBA script where they'll cut it to 6 or 7. It'll stretch back
And
out
then
to
it bounces
12,
back
and it
up,
bounces
yeah.
back and forth. And then when I thought about the 4-minute mark of the fourth quarter, they stretch it back out to double figures. Now it's like, okay, that's it. Like they're gonna put them away here, and then they didn't.
Yeah.
And then there they were. And it's look, I was talking with Flannel Sam about this, and it's got to drive him crazy because he said it does. He said the Tyrese Halliburton thing drives him crazy, and I said, Flannel, this is something for you, your generation, your ilk, your people to understand. There are still parts of sports, especially professional sports, that aren't linear, that aren't measured, that you can't account for. When Tyrese Halliburton has the ball at the end of the game, he believes it's going in.
Yep.
His teammates believe it's going in. And guess what? Like 12 out of 14 times, it's gone in.
I think it's 12 out of 13.
Whatever that number is, it's ridiculous.
Robert Horry.
It's real. And
That
Sean,
was our generation.
I don't care what you say. You can say what you want. And I'm not a huge Tyrese Halliburton guy. I think he's kind of corny. I think the Pacers are kind of corny. But make no mistake, it's real. It's real with him. And I can't explain it either. And that's what makes sports great, Sean. It's not a stock chart. You can't point to things.
I always laugh when people try to get down to like the nuts and bolts of it, Neil, and try to figure out some shit. There's some things that you can't figure out.
Right.
Right? Don't you think a guy, if there's a flip of the switch, don't you think if the guy knew how it flipping worked, he'd keep the
turn
switch
it
on all the time?
Yeah.
Listen, dirty name, but I'm going to say it anyway, and I'm sitting in Mac's seat. Claude Lemieux. What Claude Lemieux did in the playoff was go like that. We can hate him. We can call him a turtle. We can say all those things. But what you can't deny, for whatever reason, he just went like that at playoff time.
Justin Williams in Game 7s, just
Yeah.
like just
I got
Mr.
nothing. It
Mr.
just-
Game
it just
7.
is.
Yeah. It's like Isaiah Thomas said, the film don't lie.
Yep.
The film don't lie, man, and it's real, and you can't measure it, and you can't account for it, except that you know it's coming at some point. Like that's it, and that's it. Like I don't know what else to say. That man had 2 points in the fourth quarter, until he had 4. He finished the fourth quarter with 4 points,
Unbelievable.
and boom, there it was. And like, look, do the other guys like play a part? And look, Pascal Siakam is great. Mm-hmm. He's great. He's not the sexiest name out there. He doesn't have like a very sexy game. It's very
He's an ugly dude.
yeah. I don't do the personal appearance thing, but Spenny does. So there's that out there as well. But that's what it is.
He could have
Steve,
a really impressive blind resume if they win the title. Like
Sure.
he'd be the number 2
I
option.
wanted the
arguably
Pistons.
the 1B on this team for 2 teams in their first championship.
yeah,
That is true.
I wanted the Pistons in on him when he got traded.
Yeah.
100% I did.
He's really good.
He's a
He
modern 4, dude. He's everything the NBA wants.
No
Three-level
doubt.
scorer.
Steve, Unky Neal, you're going to defend Iserman after Wallman's Game 1 performance. Steve, it's and this I've been consistent with this one, dude. There's something that happened that we don't know about.
He banged somebody's wife.
Like,
Or daughter.
I'm not reporting that.
I am. Allegedly.
I'm not reporting that. But Sean, you've been around pro sport. Something happened. I'll leave it at that.
Something happened, and you know what else? I'll tell you what happened, and we were talking about this before the show, and I talk about this often. Jake Wallman has entered that bizarro world realm of Detroit sports where people consistently put this guy on a level that he does not belong.
Well, he's got a gritty bobblehead.
Was it the gritty? I don't know.
No, it was the gritty bobblehead.
We
It's
were
both.
watching the other night, and it my group of buddies, and listen, we're all nerds, okay? We're hockey elite nerds that look for little shit and stuff like that. Again, Neil, I'm not saying he doesn't belong in the National Hockey League. I'm not, but I think people have put that guy on a pedestal that he doesn't belong. On top of what you just said, I don't know what happened. I didn't bother to make any phone calls to try to hear about what happened. I think that's one that's not going to come out for some time.
Correct.
Clearly something happened. Clearly something happened.
Woodward Sports Chat Thread, Stephen Fenwick. What's up, Neil? I love you. Stephen, I love you too,
Oh,
man.
isn't that
Aw.
nice?
So there it is. Hey, it's Bourbon Friday, man. Loosen up, everybody. All right, let's take the break. We got some Dan Campbell sound on Frank Ragnow, and yes, we have the 4 Down Friday. We went on a good pace last week. Sean admitted it.
Confessions were made.
Confessions were
We're
made.
not going to finish. We're still not going to finish, but we're on a better pace.
Okay, let's see. Let's do it, everybody.
Some call it unsustainable.
But Les Stanford is very sustainable.
Completely sustainable. Make sure you check out Les Stanford. They've got inventory for everybody. You can get a 2025 Envision for $259, 2025 Hummer EV for $699, or the 2025 Sierra Double Cab Elevation $169 per month. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. Scan that QR code on the screen to see their full inventory. Les Stanford, together, let's ride.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This ball is gone! Boys are back in town. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
The Massage Chair House in West Bloomfield. I'm telling you guys, this is the greatest thing that has ever happened to Woodward Sports. They dropped off their Pharaoh Q edition. I use it on the daily. It is amazing. You can get one of these bad boys in your house. Scan the QR code on the screen to check out their massive inventory. Nobody will get you into a massage chair for a better price or know more about it than the Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills. Go check them out. Like I said, scan the QR code on the screen right now. It's the largest massage chair showroom in Michigan. It's the Massage Chair House.
All right, keeping it pushing. Scan that QR code and just take a look, window shop.
Yeah.
You see, they're pretty cool.
They
to,
are
see all the
impressive.
stuff that's going on.
And
Even
the one we got in here is the Rolls Royce of massage
That
chairs.
thing is sharp.
Yeah.
It really is.
I feel like Professor X in it, but I love that thing.
All right, we're back at it. Neil Rule, Sean Belizean. It's a 4 Down Friday. It's a Bourbon Friday. Shout out Varchaz. Shout out all of you in the chat. Steve O'Baby, this is kind of odd, but it made me laugh. Neil, I can see you and Sean going on that new roller coaster at Cedar Point together. Roller coasters are my favorite. Would you go on a roller coaster with me?
Can I tell you something? Have you gotten to that point yet? And you kids, listen to me. Listen, I went Don Cherry on you. Listen, you kids out there, if you're gonna ride the roller coaster, you gotta do it before you hit 40. Listen, something happened.
You're off it?
I was at Cedar Point, I don't know, 10 years ago, and I used to love it. it fucking hurt. I mean, it hurt bad, too. It hurt bad.
I've never
like,
been.
I got off, and I you know, like that type of. I won't do it anymore.
That's a wrap.
It hurts.
I think the old ones, like the mean streak,
yeah.
the mean
That's
streak.
That's a chiropractic adjustment.
Fucking throws you around.
I went on Gemini. Like the Gemini.
Gemini's kind of old too.
I was like this, like honestly.
The Valraven. The last time I went to Cedar Point was like right when the Valraven came out, and that's the one that fucking hangs you over the edge and then drops you down. That shit's. I love Cedar Point. I'm a big roller coaster guy, and Valraven's fucking
Enjoy
sweet.
it.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
I haven't been in a couple years.
Something's gonna happen. Well, if you haven't been in a couple years,
You're in
Spenny,
trouble. Yeah.
You're in trouble.
I don't know.
You think I'm joking?
I can just rip some edibles, and I feel like I'll be good.
Well, that's
You better
performance.
take them for the next 3 days.
Sean, I'm still in my mid-late 20s, Sean. I've got time.
You play older, though.
Yeah, I do play older.
It's the mustache. What do you got, Chase?
And I put a
Yeah.
lot of miles on the body.
They were talking about this on the morning show. It's kind of like carrying over. I was saying I've never been to Cedar Point before.
What?
I've never been on a roller coaster.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Woodward Sports is kind of like a roller coaster.
Yeah, I guess so. I've been skydiving, but I haven't been on a
Oh,
roller
yeah,
coaster.
you're fine then.
I
I've never
went
been
to that one
skydiving.
at Canada's Wonderland. I forget the names. I used to know all the names, but it had like one of the biggest hills in the world, and it was fantastic. It was like, yeah, what a rush and everything. And then like a couple years later, I went to Cedar Point, and I shit you not, I looked at the kids at the end of the day, and I said, "Did you have a good time?" "Oh, Dad, that was great." And they go, "Cool, because it's the last time I'm ever fucking taking you."
Okay, then. Woodward Sports chat thread. Doughboy Steve. Wallman wasn't even on the ice the last 5 minutes of regulation. I didn't even hear his name in overtime. Doughboy Steve, don't let facts get in the way of a great narrative.
Sean, did you ever go to Wheels Inn in Canada?
Oh, absolutely. Chatham?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we used to go there all the time.
Yeah.
I distinctly remember watching Jurassic Park 3, I think, the one with the pterodactyl and the birdcage. I don't know if that's 2 or 3, but I distinctly remember watching that at Wheels Inn in Canada. We used to go there all the time. Little fun fact about Spenny's childhood.
There you go. All right. Well, let's keep it pushing. Mike G, Ghost greater than Wallman. You love you some Wallman.
I'd take Wallman over Ghost. It's splitting hairs though.
I don't want to do the Wallman thing right now. I don't. Let's talk Lions, okay?
Okay.
And then we parachute in to 4 Down Friday. Dan Campbell addressed the media.
He did.
I'm looking for. I purposely didn't seek this out. I want to hear it. Dan
Yeah.
Campbell, what do you have to say about Frank?
This is about Frank. Yeah.
Yep.
Start with Frank, man. Frank's been unbelievable teammate, football player, man of the community. Man, he's done it all, and he would be sorely missed, man. He, one of the greatest memories I have of Frank was divisional against Tampa Bay, 4th and 1. We run downhill to Craig Reynolds, man, and he's got big boy. And he hits him, and he kind of hits the knee, and then he has to get back up and tie up the block. We score, man. It was huge, this type of player he was. So he'll be missed.
We're underselling it across the board.
Absolutely.
Whether we want to admit it or
Yeah.
not, I don't give two shits. We are. We're underselling it across
No
the
doubt.
board. We were.
Sean, I got vilified. I got vilified for saying their offensive line isn't as good. Vilified.
We
on
were.
Twitter.
So you were doing your stuff on Monday when we were in here, and when the news came down, Spenny and I didn't have to say anything to Spenny. We just kind of caught eyes, and it was kind of like that.
Oh fuck.
Okay, so let me. I'll try it this way for everybody out there. Okay. Was Frank Ragnow the best center in the league?
Arguably. You can make a case.
If not 1, 2.
Yeah, you can make a
If
case.
not number one, number two. Okay, cool. Like that's that. Like how can you say that's not a huge hit? It's a huge hit, and I think it's going to be a work in progress. I do. I think there's going to be the adjustment period. There's going to be the time to gel. I think things will be okay, but there's no possible way that an individual can look at you or me or anybody. Most importantly, look at yourself in the mirror and say, "Oh no, status quo. Train keeps rolling." No, you just lost one of the best centers in the game. I don't think we're talking about it enough. I don't think we're worried about it enough. And Neil, yes, I said worried. I did. I said worried.
That's fair.
We have to be worried. I mean, And I love what Amon-Ra St. Brown said yesterday, because this completely backs up what I think we've all been consistent about here, at least since I started working with you cats last fall. Anything short of the Super Bowl is failure. Sorry, you graduated.
And this doesn't change that, by the way.
It does not change that.
The show goes on.
Absolutely not. And so if the Super Bowl is your goal, yeah, I just think you became less than. Now, can you overcome that? I think over the course of the season, I think you can build some continuity. You can build some, rapport and all that stuff. And by the end of the year, what was in September may not necessarily be in January. But right now, you're out of your mind if you're underselling this. You are. You're out of your mind. Sorry. And if people are vilifying you for that,
oh, they killed me.
That's on them.
Yeah, they
I don't
killed
know
me.
what to tell you.
Art Vandelay, Neil, I'm going down to Bardstown, Kentucky this weekend. Do you need anything? I'm not a huge Bardstown guy. I know a lot of people like it. It's not for me. But again, I admit I'm soft. I like sweeter stuff. I'm a big single barrel guy. Double oak stuff. I like that. I'm a big sweeter guy. So again, I'm soft. I freely admit that. Self-awareness, as Darren McCarty would say. I will say this. You know what I liked? You know what I did get from Dan Campbell talking about it? And you're right about the Amon-Ra stuff, but there was something about Dan Campbell. It was closure for me on this. It's over.
Yeah.
It is over.
Yep.
And it ain't coming back.
Nope.
And just to reiterate, and I was away on Monday when you guys were here doing it when it broke. Frank Ragnow owes Lions fans nothing.
Absolutely
owes the Lions nothing. He emptied the tank.
Amen.
That's all you can ask for from someone.
And you know what? At this point in time, I don't want to hear those rumors later in the summer.
I don't either.
I'm a firm believer if you have one foot out the door, you have both feet out the door. Firm believer. Firm believer. I think in our business, in professional sports, if a dude has one foot out the door, he's got both foot out the door. And I'm sure he'll probably have some second thoughts over the summer, and maybe we'll hear some rumors and all that stuff. But no, train moves on. You do what you can. You try to make the best of this situation. But Neil, I'm so glad to hear you say that. Frank Ragnow owes nobody nothing.
Period. End of story. All right, let's take the break and let's lock and load for the 4 Down Friday. Real quick, though, Art Vandelay, if there's a team that doesn't feel sorry for themselves that can make this less of a loss, it is the Lions. 100%. Because
Next man up.
Yeah, next man up. He said it. He
said
literally said it, man. Next man up. And if that's a rookie, then that's a rookie. You're in here now. Mm-hmm. So away we go. Planet Fitness, everyone. I just wrapped up the workout week a couple hours ago, as a matter of fact. Not going to lie, I ran outside today in Planet Fitness. I ran around, there's like a little 3-mile run that you can do there. And speaking of emptying the tank, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I emptied the tank this week. The run was kind of soft a little bit, but hey, we got it in there, we got it done. But I did go back into Planet Fitness for the stretch zones. Not going to lie, man. That's become a big part of my fitness journey, the stretching stuff. Like Sean talks about, you get older, stretching is more important than any of us want to give it credit for, man. It is. But you can do it. They have a whole stretch zone machine there at Planet Fitness right there for the waiting. Now, Spencer will be there later. He'll be picking heavy stuff up.
Leg day.
Leg day? Mm-hmm. And setting it down. Well, he'll be like leg pressing and stuff.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's there for you.
5 plates.
There's a stretch area, as we talked about, cardio. It's all there for you. And guys, the best part of all of this is $24.99 a month. Here's something for you, all right? I thought about this the other day. It's $24.99 a month. You go join. You make it a part of your life. If it's not for you, then don't do it. But trust me, guys, I'm looking at a gym right here. Don't do that in a contract at $100 a month and stuff. Don't do that, guys. I'm telling you, if you make this a part of your life, you'll get done what you want to get done. I'm living proof of it. PlanetFitness.com. Just pull in the parking lot. There's over 50 of them in Detroit. Planet Fitness, everybody. Don't pay more money to lift the same weights. Don't do that.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us Friday, June 13th from 5 to 7 with the heavyweights at Nemo's in Corktown for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw and Ven Johnson.
Sports fans, make sure you stay tuned with Dr. Jeff Pierce. If you're looking for expert sports injury insights, give him a call, 248-426-9944. He can help the everyday man too. He's helping Maz with his bowling elbow. If you want to see him live on Big D, that's on Tuesdays, live on Ermanni and Edwards on Thursdays. It's Dr. Jeff Pierce, the Injury Insider, here at Woodward Sports, presented by Michigan Sports and Spine Center and Amon-Ra of Southfield.
All right, back at it. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule, Sean Belesian, Chase Spencer, intern Simeon's away. He's up north for the weekend. Sean wants to bring something up. Sean Belesian, you have the floor.
You know where I'm going with this. So Chase told us earlier he never went to Cedar Point. Where did you grow up?
Jackson, Prison City.
So you're in Jackson. All right, fair enough. You've never been to Canada.
No.
You never went to Windsor.
Never.
You and your friends at 19 didn't
I've kind of spilled the beans a little bit before. My house was the house that we could kind of just do whatever at. My parents were we know you're gonna do whatever you want anyways, so if you do it here, we at least know you're safe and not going out and gonna wrap your car around a tree or something like that.
And you got a Hottie's digits from Windsor, right?
Yeah.
You have a passport?
I'm about to get one.
You gotta go. It's a really cool. Windsor's a really cool town, dude. You gotta go.
Yeah.
For real.
I'm looking to go for sure. I've never been more eager to get my passport or my enhanced license in my life. So, shout out Tori.
Shout out.
We went to Don Cherry's on my 19th birthday. It was the best.
Dude, the Canada scene. I only did it one summer, but that summer was electric, Bar Chaz bourbon. Single barrel. Single barrel, by the way.
Spenny, that was a rite of passage.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah. I got into a fight in a parking lot in Canada one time.
I got in a few.
A scrape?
Yeah, a little scrape.
Yeah. Was it
tilt?
I love it. All right, you guys ready? 4 Down Friday?
Oh, yeah.
Lions, we're here.
Lions, we can start
Some
them
football.
off. Yeah.
Let's rip it. Lions, NFL, college football. Sean, I'll wait till we get. I have my first college football feeling that you talk about.
I did a couple days ago.
Yeah. All right. Stop. Okay, let's go.
All right, first question of the Detroit Lions nickel package. Now,
No.
We've been hearing this a lot. All right, we've been hearing it from Amik Robertson. We heard it from Dan Campbell when he spoke to the media yesterday. We heard it from DJ Reed. Ennis Rakestraw has been turning heads in OTAs. He looked very good. Dan Campbell listed him as one of his standouts. And you remember last year, he was fighting for first-team snaps. He was getting a lot of first-team nickel reps in camp before he got hurt. Can Ennis win a starting spot out of camp?
Brad Holmes, and look, I saw people talking earlier, when you say next man up, you're already devaluing the Ragnow situation. So I would imagine that these are. I would imagine that these are the people.
Supposed to do, right?
I would imagine that those kind of people are going to be critical of what I have to say right now. To think about the fact that Brad Holmes doubled up on a position in the draft, right? Back to back, went back to back cornerbacks. I think it kind of tells you what they thought of Ennis Rakestraw. And I would ask the question, just in general. Did we really see what Ennis Rakestraw had to offer last year?
No.
You see where I'm going with this, Sean?
Yes.
Can he win a starting spot? Hell yeah, he can.
Of course
And
he
look,
can.
I'm gonna do what I make fun of. I am right now. But that clip of him with J-Mo, you know what I'm saying? That's Jamison Williams, man. I'm not saying that's going to determine, he's going to be good now because of that clip. But Sean, it verifies that there is something there, and that's fair. I don't care what anybody says.
No.
Shout out Terry Foster making his
Terry
way through
Foster.
the studio. The legend.
Join us Sunday morning, 8 a.m., right? Yes. We'll be there at 8 a.m.
Be there or be square, he said.
100%. And again, I keep bringing this up until people get it through their head. This is a man that's playing chess and looking a move or two ahead. Absolutely. And it doesn't necessarily mean that a first-year guy or even a second-year guy is going to get that starting gig right away.
Woodward Sports Chat thread, Cody Engel. Windsor bar promoters would come to the hotels when people check in to get them to go to the bars. I would. It's a savvy business move. It's a lot like the guy, and the older folk might remember this. Remember when Mount Clemens had the bar scene? Remember those days? It was like the guy from Hungry Howie's that brought the 4 warmers with large pizzas that he would sell for $15.
Brilliant idea.
We would buy them all.
Brilliant idea.
And he'd turn around and go home.
Yep.
I love the hustle. I do. Second down.
Second down, second question. Are we done freaking out about Frank Ragnar's retirement?
I am from this perspective, Sean. It's real, it's here, it's happening. I've accepted it.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to freak out about it anymore. It's here, and this is it. And I'm not patting myself on the back or anybody else. I will say this. We knew. The Frank Ragnow thing is a lot like the 15-2 last year. They're very, very closely related. We knew at 23 guys on IR. But we got out ahead of ourselves a little bit. I feel the same way about Frank Ragnow. We knew that this moment could literally happen at any time.
I really did.
Yeah, at any time. It was a hand grenade that the pin had been pulled out of.
No, you know what? Until you find that continuity, until you find, and we'll be able to see it. We'll be able to see it. It's going to be a brand new unit, whether we want to admit it or not. And suddenly, a strength of ours, this offensive line, which I don't think anybody would argue is a top 5 offensive line, they're going to have to prove it. That's the nature of the business. They're going to have to prove it now with a new anchor in the middle. So I'm going to say no, though, to Spencer's question. You posed that, right?
Yep.
Not yet. I need to see it. The stakes are so high now, Neil. They
Yes.
are. I mean, I still trust Brad Holmes. Both things can be true. I trust Brad Holmes, but you're going to have to prove it now on the field because the stakes are so high. Anything short
Wow.
of a Super Bowl is failure.
Sean, when we initiated this conversation, I thought you were an exit behind me on the highway.
All right.
Turns out you're an exit in front of me. I've accepted it. I've accepted what happened. But I have not embraced the reality of what has happened. You have embraced the reality of what has happened.
It's already there. Yeah. It's already there. It's already there. Sorry,
When you say Super Bowl or bust.
it is.
Which it is. And I feel like we kind of founded that on this show. We were the first in this town on that. So when you say that, Sean, it drives home the fact, okay, it is Super Bowl or bust. Cut the shit. It is.
It is.
We're in that window.
Anything short of
next
that-
4 to 5 years are Super Bowl or bust. That's it. And we have one less multiple-time All-Pro.
You know what? We were at a different level than our Minnesota friends, but we were a 15-2 team last year.
We were.
That's how I look at that.
Sunday night with so much fun. Oh, you had 5 turnovers and you came back and you won Sunday Night Football,
Didn't you? Didn't you? Didn't you? You did that, didn't you?
No. That's where I'm at. Really.
Yep.
I mean, really and truly. That's why this
You won all those games in division. You're so cute, you are.
That's why this year's going to be so arduous because you know as well they're going to go 12-5 or 11-6. All right? And it is going to be so arduous because every week we're going to hear from people, Spenny, I told you on June 6th last year, book it. The Lions are taking a step back and our window's closed. Rob Parker's going to show up in every one of the chats, right? And that's why it's going to be none of it means anything until the playoff. It doesn't mean a thing. Of course, unless you miss the playoff. If you miss the playoff, then, oh my gosh, it's worst case scenario. None of it means anything until the playoff. That's why this year is going to be so arduous. Now, that doesn't mean that we're not going to have fun each and every week when we're doing the pregame shows or the postgame shows, whether it be the heavies or Neil and I, whatever the case may be. But this is going to be an arduous year, Neil, and we better just buckle up and prepare ourselves for it.
That's facts. That's 100% facts. All right, next down.
All right, next question. I planted my flag yesterday on heavyweights. I was kind of pussyfooting, tiptoeing around a couple different things. I think Jameson Williams is going to be a first-team All-Pro wide receiver next year. What is the ceiling for Jameson Williams?
Oh, that's a ceiling, no doubt. Like look, let's cut the shit, everybody. Is a talent at a baseline. Will anyone, even those JMO haters, right? That they're there under the surface
they're
still.
there.
They're there. 100% they're there. Let's cut the shit. Even a JMO hater out there. Can we admit that the ceiling is a first-team All-Pro? Can we admit that? Can we admit the talent's there?
Yes. Yes. Hey, I told you I threw $10 at Justin a couple of weeks ago for Offensive Player of the Year. The number was so high, and I said, what the hell? This is a guy that has the potential to now take the screwdriver to what you said, Spenny. I think this guy has the potential for double-digit combined touchdowns and 1,400 yards.
I think he's going to be pushing 1,800 all-purpose.
Then I'll go there.
And like 13 touchdowns all together.
So you're talking like 6 busted run plays,
I'm
right?
talking, I'm talking multiple rushing touchdowns. I'm talking, when I look at Jameson Williams, his peakest of peaks, what he could be at the height of his powers, at the height of his potential, is the best wide receiver in the National Football League. Do I think he is going to reach that? No. Probably not.
Well, he won't get the usage.
I think he's going to be pretty damn close.
And like, guys, like we
I
had
think he's going to get the usage. I do. I think he's going to be
you're
that
talking,
guy.
You're talking like 100 catches? Like,
I'm talking like, I looked at Tyreek Hill's stats. I think it was Tyreek Hill in like 2020 or something like that. He had, I believe it was 87 catches for around 1,400 yards. That's what I'm expecting out of Jameson Williams.
See, I still think that Amon-Ra St. Brown is the primary target if you're talking in the passing game.
Like 100 catches for him is non-negotiable. I will not.
Right.
Non-negotiable.
Right. But I think because of the big play capabilities, I will say again, I think that JMO ends up with more yards. I really do.
I think so too.
Well, I agree with that.
And
like,
Johnny Moore, if you don't believe me, listen to what fucking Dan Campbell said about him literally yesterday. This dude's, it's different. He's special. He's up for a breakout. He looks like one of the best players on the field. Dan Campbell has said that. Johnny Morton has said that. Scotty Montgomery has said that. He is locked in, and it's a contract year. And he doesn't have this, bullshit that he's doing, a suspension or an injury or anything like that. And him and Goff are on the same page. Their chemistry is perfect. It's kismet. It is a perfect combination of everything flowing into one insane season from Jameson Williams.
Spenny, if he does that, I will be fucking indignant on this microphone. I will be indignant.
And we talked about what does Jameson Williams do in the biggest situations in the biggest games?
He's always the best player on the field.
Always stepping up. The last 2 playoff games that the Lions have had, he's been the best player on the field. Just don't let him throw the ball. Don't make him throw the ball. But what happens? Jared Goff gets slobber knocked out for a couple snaps. Bring in Teddy Bridgewater. What do? They hand the ball to Jameson Williams, and like Colin Cowherd, he says, "Don't worry, LeBron. We got this." And he went there, and he took it to the house first place. Said, "Goff, rest up. Take your time. Smell the salts. Get your shit back together." The kid is special, man. And like I said, the accumulation of circumstances this year that are pushing him to greatness, wow. I think we're going to see something special.
Wow, in the chat. Doughboy Steve. And you're my guy, man. I like you. But, it's always a but. Whenever there's a qualifier is always followed by a but, just so you know. JMO has no catch radius. Ball better be in his gut. We're that far down the checklist.
Wrong. Go watch football.
Which was my point all along with the Jameson Williams thing. Go watch football.
Yeah.
I know what I saw.
Yeah.
I know what I saw in Alabama. I know what I saw on that field in Atlanta that he did against Georgia. I know what I saw. It was mercurial, dude.
Yeah.
Anybody who never saw that, you did it to me. You did this to me. Anybody who saw that didn't think that was going to translate, stupid, dude. They don't know ball. I don't know what else to tell you. And if you're going to be worried about a gambling suspension with a rule they change or the fact that he hangs out in the hood, like, he came from the, like, guys.
He's from the trenches, man. That's where he lives.
Fourth down.
All right, fourth down. Final question of the Detroit Lions foe for foe. What is the biggest offseason acquisition that this Detroit Lions team made?
Zadarius Smith. Tate Ratledge. Honestly, Tate Ratledge.
Sean.
No, listen. Knowing what I know now.
No, I agree with you.
Knowing what I know
I'm
now,
mad at
Tate
you,
Ratledge.
though.
All right.
Why do you're better than taking the low-hanging fruit?
I'm sorry.
Well, everybody else in this town does it.
He's
You may as
coming.
well, too. I'll
Like,
be quiet,
no,
Neil. All right.
you think he's coming, right? He's going to resign, right? Zadarius is going to resign, isn't he?
I hope so.
It's Tate Ratledge. All jokes aside, Tate Ratledge.
Damn it, I don't have the Maz drop in here.
The Michigan mullet, is that what it's being called now?
Motown mullet.
Yeah. Motown mullet.
For me, DJ Reed.
DJ Reed's a good
People
one.
have forgotten about. We forgot DJ Reed's here.
No.
For
Fair.
real.
Fair.
For real, we did.
You want to hear a sleeper from me? He might not get the most plays. I wouldn't even say he's the most important acquisition because DJ Reed is a good one. Tate Ratledge is definitely up there. Roy Lopez. Wait for Roy Lopez. Our guy, Ali McNeil, probably not going to play football for the Lions until late November.
For a minute.
For a minute. Probably Thanksgiving is when we're talking. Around Thanksgiving is when we're talking Ali McNeil's going to come back. DJ Reader, we know he's healthy, but we know he gets banged up. Same with Levi Onwuzurike. I think Roy Lopez is going to play an important role on that interior defensive line for the Detroit Lions.
I like it. It's off the radar. I
Yeah.
like it. Everybody did their job right here.
Shout out the Tortas, baby.
I don't know why that makes me laugh.
Good one.
Just that. Why does that one in particular make me
I don't
laugh?
know. It's shout out all the fucking Tortas.
All right. Burn in the super chat. Look. I want to say it in Sean's voice.
All right.
Looking at the Vikings schedule, they can for sure get that Super Bowl. For sure this time, wagon running hot. Oh, I'm so sure this is your year. You're so cute.
That big boy. JJ's everything you thought I would do.
Oh, look at Justin Jefferson, that necklace. Oh, it's so cute. Look at the diamond, so sparkly. Oh, look at this big game. He had 4 catches for 48 yards. Oh, you're so cute. Oh, it's the quarterback again. Don't you worry, JJ. It's the quarterback again. It's not your fault. They're so cute, JJ. Justin Jefferson. Oh, it's a big game. Big game, Justin Jefferson. Oh, it's a big game. You're so cute. Dante 151 on the super chat. Screw it. I'm gonna say Reed and love it. So there's that out there as well.
Give me Iguodala, says Tony Snow. And yeah, no, listen, guys. It's obviously. I think if I had to say, I would say Tate Ratledge. Obviously, with the Frank news, I would say Tate Ratledge. But
Well, given the change in scenario.
Knowing what we know now.
I think that I'm telling you, Roy Lopez, he's a rock in the middle, dude, and I don't want to see Tyson Alualu snaps. I don't want to see name any of the other defensive tackles that we've seen play there the past couple years. He is a legitimate backup defensive tackle, and you got that solidified now. So that's important.
Doughboy Steve, I want to see a touchdown that he went up for, or even a first down. That's not the assignment, dude. Like, what do we?
Doughboy, do you want to see a touchdown that he went up for? Go watch the NFC Championship game when he mossed the 49ers cornerback in the back of the end zone for a touchdown.
And got the feet down.
Stop!
We're going down the checklist,
God,
Spenny.
dude.
Spenny, we're almost out of numbers on the checklist. We're almost out of numbers.
He's not DeAndre Hopkins. No, he's not.
He's literally Tyreek. When did Tyreek Hill go up for a ball?
If you
He's a 6'2"
if you want to
Tyreek
see
Hill.
Jameson Williams make hands catches and moss people, go rewatch the NFC Championship game, and you'll get hurt again. I'm not putting that on you. Don't do that because it'll just make you sad. But you can trust me. He had multiple in that game where he had a defender draped all over him, all hands catch. Jameson Williams.
That right there is why I like Spenny right there.
I didn't know that there were still people out there detracting from him. I'm not being
Sean,
funny.
there are. Wait for the golf stuff.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay, Spenny, how do you want to do this? You want me to do Ben Johnson and Caesars? Go to the what do you want me to do?
Already over? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll do Ben Johnson, Caesars, and then we'll come back to merch.
All right, cool. All right, everybody, listen up, man. This is serious right now. If you've got a crisis, let Ven point the way. That's right. Ven Johnson Law. Step 1, verify. Get details. Get photos. Step 2, engage your attorney, which should be that man on your screen. Number 3, notify your insurance provider. Get justice with Ven. That's right. Ven Johnson Law. Get the fighter on your side. Get Ven Johnson Law.
What about Caesars?
Caesars Sportsbook, everyone. The official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Tigers got to win tonight, right? They split a series with the White Sox. What are we talking about? Load up, everybody. Scan the QR code on the screen. Download the Caesars Sportsbook app. I do have to apologize. Well, I guess it was good for Caesars, but not you. I meant to call the Pacers to get right yesterday, and I forgot.
Rip.
So, doesn't count. Doesn't count in the book because I didn't call it. But anyway, though, last night, what you could have done is scan the QR code on the screen, made your first deposit using the promo code Woodward1000 all the way up to $1,000. Then you could have made your first bet all the way up to $1,000 on the Pacers. Now, they won, so you wouldn't have to worry about it. But if they would have lost, you got that $1,000 back as a free bonus bet. Yes, it's Caesars, everyone, one of the OGs of the sports betting game. The app is clean. It doesn't glitch out. It's all right there for you. All the markets as well. They're one of the biggest names in the game, everybody. It's Caesars. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Caesars Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Feldman Chevrolet still has tariff-free inventory, so we're extending the Memorial Day sale. That means it's your last chance to get tariff-free pricing on your new Chevy. Get this 2025 Silverado for only $199 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for just $259 a month. But hurry, these low prices won't last. Don't miss your last chance to save big. The Memorial Day sale has been extended at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Hey, Tony, what's up, bro?
Same circus, different clowns.
For sure. You want the usual, the big zip?
You know me too well.
I threw a little something extra in there for your ma.
Oh,
Hope
man.
she's doing all right.
Hi, guys.
All right, buddy, we'll see you next time, okay?
Grazie.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
Let's give it up for David Tully, everybody. David Tully. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Neil Rule here for Woodward Merch, the very best in Detroit sports wearables. Go to shop.woodwardsports.com. Get geared up. You're going to the Tigers games all summer long. Get geared up properly. And the Lions play the Rams. So you know what that means. We'll sell about 1,000 Boot 'em Kid shirts because that's the way it works, everybody. So get your Boot 'em Kid shirts. You know the drill. Send us a picture. We put the picture on the show immediately of you in a Boot 'em Kid shirt. Shop.woodwardsports.com. All right, pulling up towards hour number 2 of the show. Neil Rule, Sean Belesian. 4 Down Friday, Bourbon Friday. Shout out Varchaz. All of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread, you want to skip the line, go ahead, use the Woodward Sports Super Chat option. Sean Hart, no way, Tigers on Apple TV tonight. I hate that. Welcome to the world, everyone. More on that in the sports business nickel package coming up.
Y'all better get used to it.
Dante 151 in the super chat. Did we forget the catch J-Mo had against the Texans? Well, that depends on your narrative, Dante 151.
Yep.
Legit.
So that's it. All right, more football, right?
Let's
feeling
go.
it. I am feeling it, Sean, out of
Yeah.
nowhere. NFL, 4 down. Let's go, Spenny.
All right, first question of the NFL, 4 downs. So Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers. We're going to do this again, aren't we?
You are, Sean, yeah, we are. Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Now look, here's what I like for me personally, and this is just about me. I love the fact that no matter what happens, I'm right. Because if he comes in and plays well, and the Steelers go to the playoffs, and dare I say win a playoff game, well, yeah, that's because of Mike Tomlin. And if he crashes and burns and the Steelers don't make the playoffs, that's Aaron Rodgers. Rarely in life, Sean, do you get in these no-wins or these no-lose situations. That's where I am right now. Because if it works, because I have no data to suggest that it was because of Aaron Rodgers. Because it's crashed and burned for the better part of a decade now. Tell me I'm wrong. Look me in the eye and tell me I'm wrong.
No. And he picked up his game last year, as we've talked about, when it didn't
and it
matter.
was so great for the Jets.
Right, when it didn't matter. Like, at the end of the year, Neil, again, it wasn't awful. It was awful when it mattered. He picked it up when it didn't matter for them. That's the reality of it. I'm all in, though. Don't we have to? You have to watch. I have to watch.
We're all going to. Whether you say you are or whether you say you're not going to, you're
I'm all
lying.
in.
You will watch. I will watch. We will all watch. Now, again, I'm in a no-lose scenario, so it's a bit different for me because I like Mike Tomlin. But for people like Flannel back there that are going to run on the, he needed Aaron Rodgers to get over the top. No, he didn't. He got Kenny Pickett to the playoffs. End of story.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's like, well, they haven't won a playoff game in so long. Tomlin's on the hot seat. He got Kenny Pickett to the playoffs. He can walk on water. Didn't hear you, bro.
I said Kenny Pickett just won a Super Bowl, Neil.
That is fair.
That's a good point.
That is good retort, Chase. I appreciate it. I'm glad you had the mic on for that one. Craig, if Tomlin doesn't win a playoff game, that will be a decade with no playoff wins. Craig, you win a playoff game with Kenny Pickett.
Or Mason Rudolph.
Or Mason Rudolph.
Exactly.
Hell, you get Mason Rudolph or Kenny Pickett to the playoffs. And then I'll say you walk on water, too.
Kenny Pickett sucks, dude.
Thank
Not
you.
as bad as Desmond Ridder. Desmond Ridder might be one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen.
Awful.
But Kenny Pickett is bad.
No.
He still went 500 with Devlin Hodges as quarterback for a handful of games.
Jesus Christ.
Shout out Devlin Hodges.
The great Devlin. You see what I'm saying? More resume for Tomlin than there is for Rodgers. Oh, but Neil, he won a Super Bowl over a decade ago.
I mean, it's 15 years ago.
Mike Tomlin tripped
it's pushing
Jacoby
2
Jones.
decades.
Right?
What's that?
Remember when Mike Tomlin almost tripped Jacoby Jones in that Super Bowl?
Yes.
Legendary.
Yeah.
So I didn't see it. I was looking at the Jumbotron. All right, coach.
He tried.
Yeah.
Larry Roberts, Neil, I'm a little behind, but I'm watching. I'm having a battle with my 8-year-old son. He has an ear infection, battling him to take his medicine. That's what I'm talking about being a kid. Your ear's infected. Take the medicine.
Little holistic trick, blow smoke in their ear. My parents, I
Shout out
hate the
Loom.
fact that my parents smoke cigarettes.
Two birds,
both
both stoned.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hated the fact that my parents smoked cigarettes, but the only time it ever came in handy is you ever had an earache. They'd just sit there and it made it go away.
Or when they put them out on your
See,
arms.
when you say take your medicine, you know what reminds me of? Spenny, I didn't know you back then. The whole Brady O'Hara.
Oh, yeah.
They had no choice, but like I told every Michigan fan I know, you have to open up, and for the first time in your life, you have to take your medicine.
Mm-hmm.
For the first time in your life, you've never had to take medicine. You wrote so many checks. You talked about your little recruiting grades year in, year out. You had to take your medicine.
More on that later, Sean. You might have to take your medicine.
I'm taking no medicine with recruiting grades. Are you kidding me?
Stephen Baffy in the Super Chat, the ghost of Aaron Rodgers now haunting Pittsburgh. How long before they can ask for an exorcism? Stephen, we don't know. It could be week 4. It could be week 8. It could be in the offseason. We don't know. That's what makes it great.
Yeah.
That's what makes it great. Next down.
Next question of the NFL 4 down thing.
4 down Friday.
The Athletic did a redraft of the 2021 draft. The quarterback class redraft went as follows.
I can't wait to hear these names.
Number 1, Trevor Lawrence. Number 2, Justin Fields. Number 3, Mac Jones. Number 4, long neck himself, Davis Mills. Number 5, Zach Wilson.
Oh, that was the actual draft or the redraft?
That was the redraft.
Oh, it was.
Is this one of the all-time quarterback class busts?
Yes, but it won't be viewed as such. It won't be viewed as such because of this. For whatever reason, Trevor Lawrence has a free pass all the time. And I don't understand it, and I'll never understand it.
There's a little bit going on for Mac Jones as well. There is. There's a little one going on for Mac Jones. It's
made a Pro Bowl.
Yeah, the Trevor Lawrence, we're going to have that conversation real soon. And this is
I've
what
been having that conversation.
Neil, but this is what I go back to. You got to remember when this kid was a freshman, they were doing the Andrew Luck game. This is the greatest prospect. He could come out now and be the number 1 pick. This is the greatest quarterback process we've seen in a generation and all that. Well, here's the problem. When you're not that guy, don't get mad at people for saying, hey, you're not that guy. And I think we're getting into a little bit of that right now.
Desert Stallion 14. Neil, you know damn well the Steelers just got a get-out-of-jail-free card with Aaron. They get to save face while tanking for one of the good quarterbacks coming out next year. Well, hey, and if that was the long game by them, brilliant. Absolute brilliant. Steve-O, baby. Neil, these are the same people that wanted Ryan Day fired if they didn't beat Michigan, and Ryan Day's still there and won a national title. Yes, thank you. Really, Mr. Biggs in the chat. Trevor Lawrence was supposed to be mobile Peyton Manning. I remember those days.
Yep.
I remember those days. Next down.
Next question of the NFL 4-down thing.
Friday.
4 down Friday.
4 down Friday. Headlines from Bears OTAs. Bears minicamp takeaways. Caleb Williams' best day yet. Discuss.
Sean, I'll leave this one to you.
Feet. How many feet did he throw in the first half?
Finder.
I can't get that out of my head. I cannot get how many feet he threw. That was like the token 150.
That shit was so funny.
Like Spenny and I, wherever we were, I'm sitting on my couch eating some smoked wings or whatever, and I would get the obligatory, he threw for X amount of feet.
Who did that to you?
In the first half. It was Neil each and every week.
94 feet in the first half.
I
on 12 completions.
You cannot throw a guy out after a year. You know it. I know it. I'm willing to say, let's see what he whose name I dare not mention does for him. And I'm willing to say, let's see what an improvement of the offensive line does for him. But I also have to add, I have my concerns. I think everybody should have their concerns about what they see out of that.
I think Caleb Williams is going to be really good. I don't think the Bears are going to be good.
To be fair, that same story, Ben Johnson was quoted in that story in The Athletic and said, because they went like down the field, like a 2-minute drill, he took them like 92 yards or whatever in their little OTA world or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I will say this. Ben Johnson did say he didn't find it quick enough at any point in that drive. Like, those are the standards for him. And I know you hate it, and I know Spenny really hates it, and I know we hate it. But Ben Johnson's really good, guys.
Mm-hmm.
He's really good.
I won't say his name.
I know you won't.
He's a Bear now.
He's a terrorist.
Fuck him.
But he's good.
Osama Ben Johnson.
I won't argue that.
Okay. That's all I wanted, Sean. That's all I wanted out of you.
I still can't get over how fucking soft half of the fan base was. Don't be mean to him. Fuck him, dude. He's the Bears coach.
Our whole fan base. That was
it was surprising.
That was a really weird week. And like people who like I really respect in the media and guys that I worked with, it's not that hard to figure out.
Yeah.
He didn't just leave. He went to the Bears.
He went to the Bears. It's cool. Thanks for what you did here. Fuck you, buddy.
You know what it is?
Like,
and you know what? I'm going to say it. I don't give a shit. You know who that shit came from? People that didn't grow up here.
Yeah.
A lot of the people that I saw in the media that were pushing back going, hey, let's not forget what a good guy he is and all the wonderful things. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
You didn't grow up here.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't lived my life. You haven't been tortured by these people for as long as you remember. So maybe, just maybe, with all due respect, you should go sit this one out.
Fuck Jay
I
Cutler.
I had an issue with that. I'm sorry.
I
did.
literally had somebody on Twitter saying, "Yeah, I'm rooting for his success." What the fuck? I was like, you want the Bears to win? Like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? I hope Ben Johnson loses every single game he coaches in his tenure and gets fired immediately.
That was a horrible bit. And sometimes, I'm glad you brought that up. Sometimes it's important to revisit shit like that. And I'm not even talking about now on June 6th. Let's revisit that in October and see how everybody feels. Especially if Ben Johnson's doing the goddamn job in Chicago. And they're breathing down our neck. I wonder if your tune will change.
Well, it depends. So
Screw
Sean,
that.
you would say like people in the media, certainly in the talk game, that come here, that parachute in here from somewhere else, that look right there, where you know where I'm going.
I know exactly where you're going.
I just love these Tigers.
Okay.
All right, next question.
I was very disappointed. I'm not. And we did a show afterwards, and I'm this close to naming names, but I'm not gonna. You all know who they are. I was very, very. And you know what?
Sean, you want another bourbon?
Do you know what it was? Do you know what it was?
Get those names
It
flowing.
was the lecture shit.
Oh my God.
Fuck you.
Tell me how I'm
like
supposed
I'm serious.
You don't deserve Ben Johnson because you're mean to him now.
Fuck you.
Suck my fucking dick, dude.
You said it better than I.
Fox too.
Tell me how to feel.
Yeah.
Tell me how to feel.
Bethany's giving us dirty look. Sorry. All right.
No, fuck that, dude. Eat shit, Bears.
Burn in the super chat. I remember one of these sports experts saying it isn't a matter of when RG3 or Luck will win a Super Bowl. It's how many they will win. This is a GOAT class. No, we hear it. We hear it all the time. Soccer Night in Detroit. Why does Trevor Lawrence get a free pass? He's hot garbage.
He's a bum.
Like Neil always says. It's over.
He's over.
Like, it's not redeemable. It's not redeemable.
It's not redeemed. No, he's never going to be what he was projected to be, but he's got some weapons this year.
Can
when you
he
look at
be-
Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas.
See, and I think that's where you take out the screwdriver, right? Is he an NFL quarterback? I think so. Is he ever going to be what he was? No way. Never going to happen. No way. No way.
Burn in the super chat. It's as weird as Detroit J.J. McCarthy fans. Thank you, Burn.
Yep.
Thank you. Don't tell Mike G that, though.
I wanted Kirk to throw fucking 50 interceptions a season when he was playing
Right.
with the Vikings.
And he
Love
nearly
Kirk
did
Cousins.
one year.
Love
Right.
Kirk Cousins. Hope you lose every game, bud.
I wanted K9 to have 31 rushes for -5 yards.
Yep.
Like,
For the rest of his life.
right.
It doesn't matter anymore.
Sorry.
Like,
thanks for the memories, but
Thanks
we've
for the
moved on.
memories. Outside of one of the Bullas, outside of like Riley Bulla, I think Jaden Reed is my favorite Michigan State football player of all time. I love Jaden Reed. We were there at the same time. I talked to him a couple times, partied with him a couple times, and he was a fucking dog. Like, I remember his touchdown against Penn State in the snow. Amazing.
That's over.
I hope Jaden Reed doesn't catch a pass next year. Especially because he plays for the fucking Packers. But I knew when the Packers drafted him. I was like, no, he's so good.
Detroit Dabber 313 Hutch crushing JJ will be hype.
Oh, yeah.
We have one more, or are we done?
Yeah, we got one more.
All right.
65% of the first-round NFL draft picks were since 2021 have been 5-star or 4-star recruits. So, Sean, is recruiting real or not? Hashtag Milky Waters.
That
Shout out Milky
number
Waters.
doesn't surprise me so much, because I think more often than not the talent rises to the top. What I always say, and it's so funny. Neil, I never planned this. Michigan, of all the schools in the nation, Michigan is my shining example. And all the people that in 2012 and 2013 and 2014 that argued with me about the importance of recruiting grades, they can't argue with me anymore because you had all those grades. You had, even in the early portion of, remember the cute little event, the signing with the stars? Remember when they made that? It was like a traveling Sonny and Cher show.
Wasn't Ric Flair there?
It was adorable. They should put it on television. And you know what happened? The crazy thing happened. they had more success when those quote-unquote recruiting grades came down. Coaching people up and things like that. As an individual, yeah, I think it's pretty hard to deny. That doesn't mean that everybody's going to turn out. No doubt about that. But, for the teams, coaching matters. Coaching, and Brady Hoke is a prime example of that. So, I think, Neil, as an individual, you can look at the 5 stars. The problem that I've always had with recruiting grade guy is they refuse to accept that there are oftentimes multiple exceptions to the rule. There are going to be multiple 5 stars that do not make it.
Yep.
Period. End of story. Yeah. There are. You're going to have a scenario like I mentioned with Brady Hoke where the guy couldn't coach his way out of a paper bag. And so all your top 5 recruiting classes, and we're going back to the days of the big 2 and little 17, whatever the case may be, you have to accept that there are always going to be exceptions to the rule. But yeah, Neil, for the most part, it's pretty hard to deny. You get the right coaching, a lot of the 4s and 5s are going to move on. That's the reality of it. Absolutely.
Saggy B's in the chat.
Shout
This
out.
right here is why I love Woodward. ESPN has nothing on Woodward Sports Network, nor do some of the other networks in this town either.
Shout out Saggy Bees. We love the big naturals. Let them swing low, baby.
Swing low, sweet chair.
This is where I get off the Spencer Raxter Memorial Highway.
Listen. Love big naturals. B cup stay perky forever.
Tell them about Feldman, please.
Feldman Chevrolet. Listen, Feldman Chevrolet is Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer. They've got 5 different locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, or Lansing. Tons of different deals for you to check out. Scan that QR code on the screen and you will get access to their entire inventory. Feldman Chevrolet, like I said, 5 different locations for you to choose from, so make sure you go check them out. It's Feldman Chevrolet.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Head to WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Haircuts for men open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. Stop in, sit down, relax, get an award-winning haircut from one of our lovely, talented stylists. You can get a hot lather neck shave, scalp massage, hot towel treatment, all that good stuff wrapped into one in the King's Treatment. Lady Jane's Haircuts for men open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. It's wicked awesome.
All right, keeping it pushing. 4 Down Friday, Bourbon Friday. Neil Rule, Sean Belesian. We have Chase in the Chase Lounge, Spencer Raxter, all of you with us. Jump into that chat. The punter's in the chat. Nah, bro. Enough kids and no chest stays perky forever. Okay, all right. Steve O'Baby, ask Neil, what do you think the fans' reaction would be when Ben Johnson comes on the field? I bet the Woodward Sports chat would be pissed if fans were cheering for him.
They're not going to cheer him.
Some will.
Yes, they will.
Some will.
You know they
Some
will.
will.
There are too many slapdicks in this town.
They booed Stafford. Why would they cheer Johnson?
They'll cheer him. They'll cheer him. You know it. I'm telling you right now. I would. Are there odds on that? I'd put down money on that. People will cheer him. People will cheer him. It make me sick to my stomach.
I think it will be drowned. I think the cheering will be drowned out by the boos.
Okay.
I think there'll be more boos than cheer.
Patrick in the chat.
I'd say 70-30, 80-20 even.
Sean Hart, you boo that Johnson.
Boo that Johnson.
Patrick in the chat. Jennifer Aniston.
Shout out.
I thought it was a good, that was a good off ramp right
Top tier milk right there. So is Anne Hathaway.
Okay.
Anne Hathaway.
College football.
Anne
4
Hathaway's
down.
been hot my whole life. Literally my whole life.
For multiple reasons.
Yes. So is Hillary Duff. Hillary Duff's another one that's been hot my whole life. All right, first question. of the college football 4-Down Friday.
Hold on. College football, Sean.
We're back.
Do you feel it? Do you feel it in the air right now?
78
I can feel
days.
It. I can feel it in my plums.
78 days. That beautiful white stripe on the pig. I love every second of it.
All right, sorry, Spenny, go ahead.
All right, first question of the college football 4-Down Friday. Football Power Index has 3 SEC teams at the top. 1 Texas, 2 Georgia, 3 Bama. Is order restored?
No. No, it's not, Sean, because Alabama's fake. It's over for Alabama. The Alabama of last year is not the Alabama of the Nick Saban era.
No,
and
I agree with that.
And Kalen DeBoer, it's
I
not
agree
going to
with that.
work. He is on – guys, I'm telling you this already. Kalen DeBoer will not be the coach 30 games from now. He will not be the coach 30 games from now. He simply won't be. He won't be.
Do you know what I mean by order restored? Is the SEC back on top?
No, because they're down in Alabama. They're down in Alabama, Sean. Because can we agree, right? Kalen DeBoer is unequal to Nick Saban. Unequal.
No,
it's not close.
I agree.
Nick Saban won everywhere he went. Nick Saban won at Michigan State.
So
Natty's at
does,
LSU.
does Texas make up for that, though?
No, because we know what Texas is. We're back. We know what Texas is.
I
We know
would
what
never
Sarkisian-
say horns down.
No.
Oh, they get. You could never do something like
Sean,
that.
because here's where they meet again. Steve Sarkisian. He's Kalen DeBoer. Like, they are the same. The coaches are gone from the and guys, remember, this is me talking. This is a hard
I
reality.
miss the characters. I'm sorry,
Sean,
I miss the
this
characters.
is me talking. This is a hard reality because when you still go over the last 20 years of champions, which we have talked about, what the SEC's got, I forget the number, like 13 of the 20, and people want to say that the Big Ten and the SEC are equal because they've won a few now, which they are not historically. But I will say this, Sean, they are down. Texas is fake. Sarkisian's fake, Sean. You've been around this. You're a Heisman voter.
You know what I'm really intrigued at? I'm intrigued to see if there's somebody else that can take this step up. I listen. I know people don't like to hear this. I think the world's a better place when Florida's good. I do, and they
could be.
It's been so long since we've seen a legit Florida, and it's
They showed signs.
I think the world is a better place, but at the end of the day, Neil, I'm going to say tentatively yes, because I think the SEC will show undoubtedly they're a better conference this year.
Steve O'Baby says Ohio State, Indiana, Penn State, Notre Dame. Steve O'Baby, Indiana, trash. Trash, Steve O'Baby. They are the Kalen DeBoer of the Big Ten, if that makes any sense.
Kalen DeBoer came from Indiana. He went from as the OC to Fresno to Washington to Alabama.
We've come full circle on that.
Yeah. The snake has begun to eat itself.
There you go. Absolutely. And this is going to be Sean, just so you know, like, get familiar with it as we rock on here and we get closer. I'm drawing a hard line on this stuff. I am.
Fair.
Okay.
Fair.
Second down.
Second question of the college football 4-Down powerhouse. OSU at 4, Penn State at 5, Oregon at, I hate Penn State so much. Oregon at 6. Is OSU still the best hope for the Big Ten?
Yeah, how much more data you need?
Not even close.
How much more data you need?
Not even close.
Indiana, they're back.
Don't do
just
that.
kidding.
You're being a dick
I'm
right
just
now.
kidding.
Dude.
I was
like,
joking.
hey, and it worked. No, like, it worked. You saw me. There was no hiding it.
More on this in a second. But there's one team not mentioned in there, and I'm not saying that they belong in there, but I think they could play the role of Indiana this year. I think an Indiana type season is loading for somebody that we did not mention in that group. How's that? Is that all right?
No, that's all right.
It's Ohio State and everybody else.
Okay.
Sorry. Oregon, I'm going to pinch your cheek too. Sorry. I'm going to pinch your cheek until further notice.
Hey, if you want to call your shot, what do you think about Vandy as that team? They upset Bama last year. They still got Diego Pavia. He could, I don't know if Indiana kept Curtis Rourke.
You know what's funny? Pavia was the guy at New Mexico State, right?
Yes.
Because I'm a sicko, and I may have texted you about Diego Pavia at like 1:30 a.m. during a Hawaii-New Mexico State game. I probably did. And I know you responded right away because you're a sicko and you were watching it too.
Weren't they on in week 1 too? I remember watching.
I think so.
I think in week 0, if I'm
he
not
was doing
mistaken.
some things. I'm like, Sean, is this guy any good?
Yeah.
And you're like, he maybe.
Yeah.
You know. So good catch, by the way, Chase. I'm sorry. We're doing a Sean and Neil thing here, and we need to pull back for the people. All right, next one.
Next question of the Super 4 college football thing. Michigan is at 8.5 wins. 8.5 wins for Michigan. I'll repeat. Look at that schedule. Where are 3 losses?
Neil, I'm not being funny. I don't think enough people are talking about this. And Michigan fans, you can get mad at me. I think you're this year's Indiana. I think you're going to be a playoff team that isn't really that good, but you got a pretty good defense. And you've got a freshman quarterback that's going to have some moments. That schedule sucks. I don't know where 3 losses are. Spenny, help me out.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Wisconsin and USC are they're not going to lose those games.
We'll go through it right now since we're here. New Mexico.
Dub.
At Oklahoma.
Dub.
I'll give you a loss. I'll give you a loss.
Yeah.
I'll give you a loss for the sake of entertainment.
Oklahoma sucks.
Central.
Dub.
Nebraska.
Unless you chase. Dub.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
unless
Wisconsin at
Raiola
home.
freaks out.
Yeah, Wisconsin at home.
Dub.
USC.
Dub.
USC's in the Kalen DeBoer conversation right now.
Mm-hmm.
When do I stop hearing about it, and when do I see it? Washington at home.
Dub.
Michigan State.
L.
Okay.
No.
I'll give it to you.
It's no.
Yeah,
No.
You gave him the loss to CMU, right? I'm cutting the clips right now.
Purdue.
No.
Northwestern.
No.
Maryland.
No.
Ohio State.
Find me 3 losses. I am not being funny.
Sean, I'll give
They'll
you.
have to get caught twice.
Yes.
And that's
100%.
CMU's catching them.
They'll finish with. I think that I am not a gambler. I would put a shitload on over 8.5. I really would. I would put a shitload on over 8.5.
And if they get to 9, they're getting in.
My elbows are ashy.
Nope. They're going to the playoff. Just everybody set your watch. They're this year's Indiana. That schedule. And by the way, before Michigan fans yell at me, you have nothing to apologize for.
No, absolutely not.
Nothing.
No.
I would love
I don't
to
want
be
one
Indiana.
person to think that I'm taking a shot at you. I don't think you're going to be legitimate. I don't. But what I think and what reality is, Mr. Rule, we'll get to in a second. What I think and what reality is are 2 entirely different things. You're going to be a playoff team, period. Hi, Mr. Rule.
Yes, Mr. Belizean,
Yes,
Neil
sir.
Rule, Woodward Sports. I just want it out there on the record that I am a noted, by the people, I'm a noted Michigan hater. However, I do live in reality, Sean. And I just wanted to bring up the point that you get to make your own schedule in college football. And there are no penalties for it.
No, sir.
Especially if you're a blue blood.
No, sir.
So I will not say that Michigan should apologize for it. But to the people, I will poke fun at it.
See,
I'm so glad.
I'm so glad that you brought that up. The flip side to that is
you don't get to determine how I view it.
don't get mad when the cat calls come when you get pumped by somebody in the first round of the playoff by a couple touchdowns.
Joy Taylor just started.
Don't get mad.
Joy Taylor just started posting exclusive content on Instagram.
What's that mean?
PSA. I don't know.
He's about to find out, though.
I mean, I'm going to find the leaks. I'm not paying for it. That'll be on Reddit in like 20 minutes.
Gotta love Reddit.
Love Reddit.
Woodward Sports Chat there. Craig, the SEC is the worst conference to be in now. Too many good teams beating up on each other, getting losses and looked over for the playoffs. Well, Craig, no, not anymore. Like, you don't even have to win the games anymore. I think we proved that last year, right? Mm-hmm. You don't have to even win the games. You just have to play them. That's all you have to do. Strength of schedule, depending on what narrative we want, is a thing. It will be looked over on Michigan. We're starting already, guys, and I told you I reserve the right to do this. But I reserve also the right to not blame you, Michigan fans, for setting the schedule that way. A Michigan team with 9 wins is in.
Absolutely.
I said it last year, and you were Auburn. You were 7-5. You were. If you'd have got to 9, you would have got in. You're going to get to 9 this year. Look at the schedule.
Do you know why I thought they may have been out last year under those circumstances is because who they lost to I thought was huge. the fact that they lost to a couple teams in that same conversation, I mean, we'll never know, so I'm playing, devil's advocate to be sure, and you'll never know. But I think who they lost to last year was eventually going to catch up to them, even if they got to that point. But, Neil, with that being said, if you finish 9-3 and you finish your year with a win against Ohio State,
you're in.
Chances are you're in.
By the way, somebody in the chat just dropped this in. Craig, Indiana has another good year. He's going to get a job with a Blue Blood. No, he won't.
No, he won't.
No, he won't. And here's why.
No, he
you want to
won't.
hear? You want to talk about schedules for the Big Ten? And guys, this is the core of why I laugh at the Big Ten. And they control TV ratings because they're one of the few college conferences where all teams are in a big media market. So they drive ratings.
Do you remember somebody saying this like in August of last year? There were two teams that I brought up, and I brought up Indiana and I brought up Penn State. And I said, honest to goodness, look at – now, did I think Indiana was going to make the playoff? No, I did not. Penn State was going to make the playoff. We talked about it last August.
Right.
They were going to be in the playoff just
Here's,
because of that schedule.
Sean, I got to get this out there. Here's Indiana's football schedule next year. Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, Indiana State, Illinois, Iowa. Yeah. They have Oregon
Kirk
at
Ferentz,
Oregon.
Baby. We're overdue. We're overdue for the Ferentz.
Michigan State, UCLA, Maryland, Wisconsin, Purdue, Penn State. They're in, too.
Who is that? That's Iowa's schedule?
That's Indiana's schedule.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Listen,
yeah.
if Ferentz pulls the Ferentz, you know how it is. Every few years he has to have a fraudulent good team. And they get to 3 losses. Neil, just looking at this, a loss at Oregon, a loss at Penn State. If they can win at Kinnick Stadium, they're in the playoff again. Legitimately, they're in the playoff again. What world do we live in?
And Indiana's getting in.
Unbelievable. To me, their season's going to be going to Kinnick Stadium. Indiana's season, if Ferentz can knock them off, that might cost them.
Well, and to be fair, too, if Iowa is at 9 wins and Michigan are at 9 wins, then Iowa's not getting in.
All right, so can we play that game? Albany, Iowa State, UMass, Rutgers, Indiana at home, at Wisconsin, Penn State at home, Minnesota, Oregon at home, at USC, Michigan State at home, at Nebraska. There's Iowa. The Ferentz is loading, man. The Ferentz is loading. I love the Ferentz.
It's like the Olympics. The Ferentz Olympics.
Every 4 years.
Light the torch over Kinnick.
He's winning games 16-12. I love it. I love Iowa football so much.
Neil, you know ball, but you're letting your Michigan hate influence you too much. I just went through this. Where was it hate, Spenny?
I didn't hear any hate.
Okay.
They're very. I thought like after they win the Natty, they wouldn't be as sensitive, but they're even more.
They're even more sensitive because they don't get to choose how you view it.
Yeah, it's true.
That's why.
I'm really intrigued. What was somebody angry at?
I don't know.
Because I got that the other day. Somebody was really mad at me. I'm not making this up. I said that they're going to be a playoff team, but they're not going anywhere. And they got mad at me, and I was like, "You have a freshman quarterback, man."
Yeah, you're gonna beat Florida in the playoff.
Cool. And I love their freshman quarterback. I've been on record for saying that for 2 years.
I'm really scared of him.
I really love their freshman quarterback. I think he's all that.
He's really good.
That was it, right, Spenny?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay, Mike O has a great one, then we'll go to the break.
Well, I
Mike
think
O.
like Michigan State, right? Does Michigan State get to 6 wins? Why?
Oh, yeah, we had one more.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, MSU back in a bowl game, yes or no? They fucking better.
Can I say find me the 6 wins, though?
Well, they got an easy one baked in on
No, I'm
opening
serious.
night.
Find me the 6 wins.
All right, I'm gonna look right now.
Read it out loud.
All right, Western Michigan.
W.
Yes.
Boston College.
W.
Yes. The biggest woulda, coulda, shoulda, didn't on the late last year.
Yeah.
Youngstown State.
W.
Yes.
At USC. No.
No.
At Nebraska.
No.
UCLA at home.
W.
Yes. I got yes.
At Indiana.
No.
Coin flip.
No.
Michigan at home.
No.
At Minnesota.
No.
Penn State at home.
You know where I'm going with this, Benny. No.
Yeah.
At Iowa. No chance. You got
The Ferentz, baby.
It's the Olympic
You think they're
Ferentz.
only going to win 4 games?
No, because they're going to win the last game. They're going to win the last
home
game.
against Maryland.
okay.
I'm stuck on 5 right now.
I think they'll get one of the.
Which one?
The USC.
No,
Michigan,
we're giving.
Or Indiana.
They're not winning at USC. No, these teams that got to go all the way out there, they never win.
All right, now here's the crazy thing. Do you know what one I think they can get? They can crap their way in the Ferentz Bowl. They could crap their.
We should have beat them last year.
Yeah, they could crap their way in a Ferentz Bowl.
No chance.
Yeah. I think so too.
Dun, 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 dun. They're gonna light the torch. All right, let's go to the break. Let's cut this shit.
Running around with the torch.
Tell them about Mad Packs.
Mad Packs, they're in stores now. They've got a ton of different selections for you to choose from. Go to getmadpacks.com to find all the different dispensaries they're in. They've got regular flower. They've got the Moon Rocks, THCA Blizzard Packs. They've also got the Boom Shakalaka Tarantulas and the High-Low Infused pre-rolls. Make sure you check out Mad Packs at getmadpacks.com to find them in any location they're in. Live now. Get your Mad Packs.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
It's part beauty, part beast. It's for those who dare to be different, for those who want to stand out, and for those who are built for more. The all-new Ineos Grenadier combines strength and style for an unmatched driving experience. Sold exclusively at Feldman Ineos of Waterford.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Neil Rule here for Buddies, as Sean Belizean would say, look at that pizza on the screen. You know what? I don't even need to say anything, right? Look at that pizza on the screen, and then go to buddiespizza.com and get 10% off dinner tonight. There's over 20 Buddies locations in and around the Metro Detroit area. If you're going downtown for the game tonight, the Scuba game that's on Apple TV, if you're going downtown for the game tonight, go to Buddies first, everybody. Like right there, get real pizza, not a lasagna pizza like they have in Chicago, like bum Cub fans would eat. Get the real Detroit-style pizza right there. And if you're not going to the game, just order it tonight. Go to buddiespizza.com, promo code 10meal, save 10%. Buddies Pizza, they invented Detroit-style pizza, the original Detroit-style pizza.
Did you do this?
Yeah, we had to finish the bottle.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm sorry. Bourbon Friday, 4 Down Friday. We're doing it. Neil Rule, Sean Belizean, Chase, Spencer Raxter, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. Shout out Varchaz for the bourbon. Go by there, man. The vibe's cool over there. Get an old-fashioned at their little tasting room there. Woodward Sports chat thread. People are mad at me, saying that I'm a Michigan hater, which...
What on earth? Do you know, can I talk to the Michigan fans for a second?
Sure, go ahead.
Just for a second.
Michigan take it to one. Go ahead.
No, Michigan fans. What? Help me out here. Why do you guys get mad? Neil, Neil, do you think Michigan's going to be a playoff team?
Yes.
What do you want?
With a freshman quarterback, so extra points.
I'm not being funny. What do you guys want? Because, Neil, the same thing happened to me the other day.
Sean.
No, the same thing happened to me the other day. Somebody's like, you and your Michigan hate. And I was like, Wait, I just got done saying you're going to be a playoff team. Like, is it you just want us to scream leaders and best at the top of our lungs? Is that what it all comes down to?
And guys,
does that always have to be the routine?
The schedule is soft. I would make my schedule soft too if I were the coach. And remember when
I'm patting you on the back for doing it.
Spencer, remember when we did the campaign for me to be the athletic director at Michigan?
Yeah.
What was the first thing I said? I'm going to fix that schedule 1,000%.
More.
Bingo.
More easy wins.
More easy wins.
Yeah.
More, because if we have 10, we're going.
I'm going to include you in this too. Do you think Michigan going to be a playoff team?
Yeah, probably.
Do you see 3 losses on their schedule?
I have you could figure
really
one
don't.
out, but no.
Like
I said, they'd have to get caught twice. Which is possible with a freshman quarterback.
I guess, sure. What else do you guys want? Is it just we have to say every year you are the leaders and best? Is that what it is? Because I don't get it. And Neil, you know I've been fighting this battle even longer than you have. What will make you happy? Is it we all have to sit back and go, yes, you're going to go win a national championship with the freshman
without
quarterback.
NCAA sanctions?
What? I don't get it. I honest to goodness, I think you're going to be a playoff team. I came up with that question. I don't see 3 losses for you guys. Congratulations on the playoff. And you have nothing to apologize for. Just don't get mad if you get pumped in the first round of the playoff and people are calling you a fraud.
Or what if they massage the matchup?
Low Penn State action?
No, I'm saying like the Michigan. What if Michigan's got to go to Boise?
Well, that's what I'm saying with Penn State.
Oh
last
yeah.
year.
Give them the road.
With Penn State, they did. Remember, we started to have. Oh my gosh, do we have to change the narrative with James Franklin?
Like, what if Michigan's got to go to San Jose State wins a Mountain West, which they could this year?
Yeah,
they could.
Shout out.
So the official, one of the official.
You
college
get.
teams
I don't know.
here.
You get Arizona, right?
Right.
You get NC State. You get something like that. Maybe you massage it, but you guys, Neil, I'm lost. And people are shitting on you. I don't get it. I don't.
They do. Like this, nitty gritty. Another reason Neil loves his EV, he can sober up while it charges. Well, I can also turn on like the autopilot there and go right to your mom's house.
Oh.
I can do that too. So it's already pre-programmed in there.
What are you mad at? Who's that guy?
Nitty gritty.
All right, nitty gritty. I'm going to ask you. All right, sorry to single you out. Nitty gritty. What are you mad at right now? I'm gonna beg you. I'm gonna beg you to be an adult because I have a feeling that we're gonna be doing a lot of this in the summertime. Right now, today, June 6th, what could you possibly be mad at when everybody in this room says you're gonna be a playoff team and we can't find 3 losses on your roster? What are you mad at? That's just for you. If somebody else wants to chime in, go right ahead. Neil, it's the weirdest dynamic. I swear to God.
They're one of the most sensitive fan bases in history.
You
of
guys
sport.
are. I'm sorry. It's been that way forever.
Forever.
It really has been. Whether you want to admit it or not, it's inconsequential.
Here we go, Craig. Not just any freshman quarterback. I did that one for you. Do you want to take the break, Spenny, and get back on the
Craig,
clock, or what do you want to do?
No, can I talk to Craig for a second? Craig, you're right. I love the kid. I've seen him more than you have.
You believe in him more than I do.
I've seen the kid more than a vast majority of you have. So right now, June 6th, what are you mad at? We all think you're going to be a playoff team. Every one of us. I don't see 3 losses. I don't see a Big Ten championship, but I don't see 3 losses. What are you mad at right now, today? Help me out.
They can't think of anything. They're just soft. It's crazy. Like I said,
it.
I thought winning the Natty, that's you puff your chest out, say whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. I won a Natty. That should be a regular person's mentality. They got even more sensitive. It's crazy.
Because of what I said.
We all know why.
You won. You don't get to choose how it's viewed, and we are free to talk about it in fact. I talk about it in fact, and there could be news coming out in the next day or two related to that. And you don't get to choose that reality.
Can I go a step further?
And Sean, and then on Monday, when we reconvene and we talk about it, if it does break, which happens to usually come across at like 5 o'clock on a Friday, when that news breaks and we talk about it, they're the same people that say, why are you talking about this? Because it's news.
That lack of institutional control. And I will say the same thing today, and I'll say this on Monday as well. You know what? I wish my school would have done it.
And listen, Noah Messi here in the Woodward. This is the perfect dichotomy of this stupid Michigan fan. I told y'all we're not mad. You just kept dragging it on because you need something to talk about. We're doing a college football segment in a Michigan-based company. Do you want us to just not talk about the University of Michigan? Because then you'd be like, you guys don't even talk about Michigan.
Noah, can I? Now it's your turn, Noah.
It's crazy.
Now it's your turn. Are you ready? Come on, come on. I need you to be an adult with me for a second. 2 losses, playoff bound. What are you mad at? What could you possibly be mad at? Like, and I'm being serious. Is it because we don't sing your fight song at the top
no,
of
here
our
it is.
lungs?
MSU's The Jealous Little Bro.
And that's the same
Okay.
thing. Yeah, fine. We're
Yes.
poverty.
You've admitted that.
Listen, I wish my school would do what you did 2 years ago. I wish.
Absolutely.
You have nothing to apologize for. I'd go like this to everybody when the news comes out today or tomorrow. You're absolute. So what are you mad at?
What news, Sean?
They need to find something to be mad at.
What news? Will we be talking about this on Monday, Sean?
I think so. If I think so. Well, I think lack of institutional control, if that's something that comes out, that's a talking point. I do.
Why? Why would you talk about it?
You have nothing to apologize for.
No.
Sorry. You won a national championship. You have nothing to apologize for. I'm gonna keep saying it.
Oftentimes people lash out, to mask something they have going on themselves. So maybe it's just, their own insecurities and, that they, are trying to get over.
It's true. Look within.
Dante 151 in the super chat. I could see Michigan losing to Oklahoma, USC, MSU, Washington,
Not
Ohio
Oklahoma.
State. There you go, Sean. 5 losses this
Not
coming
Oklahoma.
season for Michigan. I agree.
Not Oklahoma.
No, I agree.
I don't know how that guy keeps his job. Are you kidding? Venables? I don't know how he keeps his job. I'm not being funny.
Okay. What do you want to do, Spenny?
Yeah, let's go to break.
All right, let's do it.
Why are you mad? Can someone, just one person? I just want one person to answer it.
They're not mad. They're just soft. If you don't suckle at the teat, then you're a hater.
Well, that's exactly it. No,
Yeah.
you nailed it. That's exactly. We're surely going to beat Ohio State.
Let's talk about something we can all come together on, right? The White Claw Tigers Tour. That's right. Woodward Sports hitting 4 of the top bars in Detroit to watch a Tigers game live on the network. Spencer and Easy next Friday, June 13th. The second stop, Nemo's Bar. Iconic, by the way, Nemo's Bar in Detroit. For the young folks out there, if you haven't been to Nemo's because, the stadium's not there anymore, you got to go by there, guys. I'm telling you. And go see the heavyweights. Be a part of the fun. Watch your reactions live on Woodward Sports Network to one of the hottest teams in baseball. Even though they split a series with the White Sox, they still have the best record. I'm just reading off a page like I do about Michigan. It's a White Claw Tigers Tour brought to you by White Claw and our people at Ben Johnson Law.
It's part beauty, part beast. It's for those who dare to be different, for those who want to stand out, and for those who are built for more. The all-new Ineos Grenadier combines strength and style for an unmatched driving experience. Sold exclusively at Feldman Ineos of Waterford.
The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us Friday, June 13th from 5 to 7 with the heavyweights at Nemo's in Corktown for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw and Ben Johnson.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Loom Cannabis Company. Scan that QR code on the screen to place your order online or to check out their massive inventory. They got the buzzing drinks, dude. I'm telling you, they're perfect for the golf course. 7.5 milligrams per can, and they are delicious. It is the best tasting seltzer I've ever had. And you can use promo code WSN30 to get 30% off your order. 30%. If you smoke weed, 30% off with WSN every time. Every time you buy, use the promo code, 30% off. Like, they're giving away free weed.
Dude, like,
Fun
it's
fact,
crazy.
you pay 16% in taxes every time you go buy your weed.
Exactly.
So that takes off almost over half the taxes.
Loom Cannabis, check them out. Like I said, go to loom.com to place your order, or you can go to Jars. Jars Cannabis, top shelf quality, unmatched variety, and it's priced for the people. Follow them at jars_life on all social media, or go to shopjars.com to find a location near you. It's Jars Cannabis.
It's funny, man. Like, that's not my realm, right? Admittedly. Like, that's not my realm. That's your guys' realm. That's cool. I'm more the Varchaz, the Bourbon Friday. By the way, shout out Rob Coddington, Varchaz purveyor. I'm mad there's still bourbon in that glass. Drink up. Well, Rob, we already retired one of the bottles, man. So don't worry. We're doing okay. But shout out to you, by the way. The product's great. It always is. Pull up to them, by the way, on Chicago Road over there. Just go there and have an old-fashioned.
Spenny, can I ask you, did one of those guys that I mentioned their names, did one of them answer why they're mad?
No.
Just one?
They just kept being mad.
Yeah.
I cannot see. Can I tell you the difference? And you got, now this is something I'm telling you ahead of time. You can get mad at me. Do you know what the difference is between, like, the fan bases? The difference is, going back 10 years ago when Michigan State was winning Big Ten titles and finishing in the top 5, we were told it wasn't important. The Big Ten title doesn't mean anything. That's what we were told until Michigan won the Big Ten title. And then once Michigan won the Big Ten title, then all of a sudden the Big Ten title meant something, okay? And I'm telling you point blank, going to the playoffs is always going to mean something. You're giving yourself a chance. You are. You're giving yourself a chance. And the best is yet to come, especially when you have a freshman quarterback. Why on earth could you get upset at 3 guys that are sitting up here saying, I think you're going to go 10-2 and make the playoff? What on earth? Like, Neil, I'm not being funny. And I hope some Michigan fans that have sanity, because not all Michigan fans are like that. I refuse to paint with the broad brush. But the Michigan fans with sanity, can you help explain this?
No.
It's really weird.
Well, how about this? Explain the logic behind having a Michigan sports show filled with hosts who ish on the best team.
We all just said they're going to make the playoffs, you fucking idiot. How is that shitting
Who is
on
that?
them?
Who is that?
That was Craig. I
Craig?
like the name, by the way.
Craig?
No, you got to say it. Craig.
Now it's your turn. Now I'm looking right at you. Don't
Craig.
be Craig, Coward,
No,
and
Sean,
Craig.
say it. Craig.
Craig, Coward, and Craig both begin with a C. So now this is the impetus is on you. What on earth
Chase
could
begins
you
with a C too,
possibly
Sean. Don't pay
be
with a broad
mad
brush.
at? What could you be mad at 10-2 and playoff bound? What is ish, to use your quote, Craig, about 10-2 and playoff? And that, now, again, don't go coward on me. I want you to answer that. What on earth could you possibly be upset about? So, by the way, just to make it 4-4-4, Chase, do you agree? Michigan, playoff team, Y or N?
Yeah, I think.
Okay, cool. All of us are saying you're going to the playoff. What is ish about that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It is the weirdest. I swear to God, it's real.
They did,
I don't
Sean.
care what anybody says.
They did what I called for the better part of a decade. Do whatever it takes. And you know what I mean? Whatever it takes. Do whatever it takes and go win.
I need a dip so bad.
And you don't have to apologize for that. You won.
Speaking.
But you don't get to choose how that's viewed. The same stuff you talk about the SEC for decades. You're a part of that.
Craig, help me out. Craig, I'm talking to you
Craig.
specifically. What is ish about going 10-2 and making the playoff? Where's the negativity in that? Is it and listen, if it's because we can't accept that you're surely going to go 12-0, I'll be okay with that.
Yeah.
Okay? Just give me the rationale, because from where I'm sitting, I would take 10-2 in the playoff every freaking day of
And
the
Spenny,
year.
before you do your thing, can I do this real quick?
Yeah.
I'll give you this too, Michigan fans. when you play Michigan State this year, when you play Michigan State, if the unbelievable happens and you lose, I will be on here on Monday and say that game is unequal for you. It is. Like, it's unequal. It's everything to Michigan State. It is. It's literally their season. It's their season. And you're going to get an effort from Michigan State that is not going to be congruent with the effort they give, Michigan State I'm talking about, the rest of the year.
For sure.
It's harder for you to win that game.
I hate it. I'm sorry.
It's harder for you, Michigan, to win that game. But that's part of it because of what Michigan State is.
That's what was so cool looking back a decade ago. There were bigger fish to fry. Of course you want to beat Michigan. You want to beat everybody. But to me, Michigan State football got to the point where it was like, no, I've broadened my horizons. That's just
a
that's
game.
An exit.
It's just a game.
It's still a huge game, but gosh damn it, it's about winning the division, and it's about getting back to Indianapolis and back to
the college football playoff. Yep.
Yeah.
No,
so
sorry,
so
Spenny.
Craig, I'm looking at you, bro.
He hasn't responded yet. Now
All
he's,
right,
just,
Craig,
now he's just throwing insults in the chat.
Okay, come on. Yeah.
Lock in, Craig.
Be a man. Come on,
I love
be a
the
man.
term lock in.
Let's be a man, okay? What are you upset about? 4 guys in this room are saying you're going to the playoff. You're going to go 10-2. What are you mad at? Go.
Spenny, what'd you have? I'm sorry. I cut you off.
I was just going to say, speaking of dip and the best team, we could do the Tigers nickel package. Or 4 down, 4 out.
Can we do the sports media one?
Yeah.
Just because I want to do it.
Yeah, of course.
Sean, do you care?
Yeah, I don't care.
Do you care if we do that? All right.
There's no way we're going to blow through it all. So today's
Yes,
a
we are.
W for Sean.
Hold on. We're going to rally.
There's no way we're getting through all of them.
Not a chance.
Hallie's calling for the ball. Let's go.
All right.
All
Let's
right,
go.
first question of the sports media nickel package. We still got 3 nickel packages.
No way.
No. The NHL,
This is for Sean.
In 9 minutes. The NHL has said they aren't actively pursuing expansion. However, they did say if someone wanted to apply for an expansion team, they would certainly take a look at it. Rumors are Houston and Atlanta may be looking at starting a team. Atlanta, again, bro, why?
Third time's
Sean,
a charm.
Sean, this is your sport. Respond.
Third time's a charm.
Your league's a clown. All right, I'm sorry. I'm going to go. Your league is a clown show, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I love it. All the people holding out hope that they're ever going to go to Quebec City is incredible. I'm sorry. I said this before here, and I'll say it again. I think they'll end up back in Atlanta. I think, and I'm very serious, and I have the same exact reaction that you do. Anson Carter is involved in that potential ownership group. Shout out to the Spartan. Anson Carter is part of that ownership group, and I think they're very desirous in giving Anson Carter and Atlanta another opportunity. And then in 7 to 10 years, when it fails, we'll have the same conversation.
Craig in the chat, you can win a championship, but you can't make us view it as a championship. Neil, yes, the same way you thought of the SEC and spoke about the SEC for
Craig?
years. Yes.
Craig, please answer my question. I'm asking really nicely as an adult right now.
Yeah.
Chase, what do you got?
Yeah, TNT, like, they have their main headquarters for their broadcast in Atlanta, so I mean they wouldn't be able to do a lot of the stuff like right there. And
That's fair.
travel. So I think it's like a great way for them to try to shoehorn it in and like really amp up the media coverage they get because they're not going to have to do any travel. They're right there in the backyard and can pump it up.
And Phoenix Stardust in the Woodward Sports chat says MSU is trash. Absolutely they are.
100%.
A poverty program.
No one's debating
Football?
that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Second down.
What do you want me to say? You
Next
want me to lie like
question.
you guys?
Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
Why didn't you say they're going to be good?
All right, next question. MLB wants to have a decision made on the right package. Nice.
Oh, the rights package.
Oh, the rights package that ESPN is declining their option to. They are saying that NBC is in the mix along with Apple TV. There's also a third suitor that MLB did not name, probably the Saudis. You guys know how this ends, right?
Yeah, they're going to bust it up into 3, and you're going to pay for all of them.
And you're going to do it willfully, and you're going to all stop within the next 2 years complaining about a random Friday night game being on Apple TV.
Oh, by the way, Tarek Skubal tonight on Apple TV.
Your wants and desires outweigh that. You know it. I know it. Let's stop playing pretend. You want to watch the Tigers. You need to watch the Tigers. It is. It's you want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. Really, that's where we're at right now.
Mr. Detroit City. Neil, you can drive an EV, but you can't make us call it a car. Also, Well, Mr. Detroit City, like when you have your little pickup truck there, like at the light, and we're going to go, and you know I'm going to cut in front of you when we go past this light, and I zip past you and go, and it's going to bother you to your core, there's nothing you can do about it because it is, quite frankly, a car. Next down.
All right, next down, next question of the sports business nickel package.
It's a gift.
Speaking of Major League Baseball, TV ratings are up 10% on Fox and 22% on ESPN. Dodgers games lead the charge. Are you watching more baseball? I am. I actually am.
I am too, and I will admit, like, now I lock in, like, tonight's Stanley Cup.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Tonight's Stanley Cup. I'll keep tabs on the Tigers game because I did pay the $7.99 for Apple TV this month, knowing that the Tigers game was going to be on Apple TV. But I already pay for FanDuel anyway because I'm desirous of watching the Tigers games. So with that being said, I watch more baseball. For me, Sean, it's because of the pitch clock. No bullshit. Because of the pitch clock, I tap
Being
back in.
set up is huge. It is. I think, I could be wrong, Neil. I think a majority of people, if you're taking the time out of your day, and we thank you, to turn on Woodward Sports, whether you're watching live or you're watching this later, I think a majority of you, Neil, I do not get wrapped up in this stuff. I make jokes all the time. When people like Neil rip on the NHL ratings, whatever will I do? I guess that means I have to stop watching. And I know he's not doing it for that purpose to pick at me.
More on that in a second.
Because he's a guy that watches the game himself. Yeah. But you know what? If you're watching this right now, chances are you're like me. I can turn on 719, 720, 721 to watch any gosh damn baseball game I want at any time. I'm willing to pay that price. I'm willing to pay for Apple. I'm willing to pay for Netflix. Where do you want me to go so I can watch games? I'm paying it.
So
That's the reality of it.
So am I. I mean, absolutely I am. That's just the way that it's going to go. Joe, I don't have Apple TV, so I'm going to watch the Stanley Cup. DNC ENT, I've never watched this much baseball in my life. So it's real. There it is. Like, yeah. DNC ENT, he's a value member of this community. It's real. Fourth down.
I've been watching a lot of college baseball, too.
Next
question of the sports business nickel package. Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals was down 22% from last year and was the least watched Game 1 for any Stanley Cup Final series since 2008 when the Detroit Red Wings faced the Pittsburgh Penguins. On the now defunct Versus cable, that was on Versus. Why can't your sport have nice things, Sean?
Whatever will we do? I guess I have to stop watching.
No, Sean, what's wrong with your sport?
A vast majority of Americans are stuck in their way. How many, like, and I'm being very serious when I say this. Like, here, let me give you an example. You love racing.
Yeah.
Right? I give you a tip of the cap for racing. I will never like racing. Never. It's never going to happen. I'm a stubborn old man. I admit it. I don't begrudge you for it.
That's
Good
fine,
for
yeah.
you, and you shouldn't be offended in any way, shape, or form.
I mean, I'm still going to go
And
watch.
I think the likelihood of people changing their preconceived notions or their opinions about a particular sport, it's just never going to happen, Neil. And I think hockey has to be very cognizant of their place in society. And I think they are. And, you know, what the ratings were here in aux États-Unis and what they are in the Dominion of Canada are two different things. That's where we're at. I have accepted it a long time ago.
There you go. The Polish Wonder. Shout out the Polish Wonder chiming in. Clemson baseball. Let's go Titsworth. Okay.
Spenny, did one Michigan fan take me up on it? Like, why are you mad?
No,
Not one.
They're just getting
You guys
even more
are
mad.
weak. Come on, man. It's easy to sit there. I'm being an adult. I'm asking you an honest question. Why would you be mad at a room of people that are saying you're going 10-2 and going to the playoff? What could you possibly be mad at?
Now he's just throwing insults because he's a puss.
Andrew Schmidt, the Stanley Cup's on TNT. People don't even know that it's on. That's part of the problem. But Andrew Schmidt, as we talked about earlier in this package, get used to it because baseball is going to take a Sunday night package and split that up into 3 somehow and do it. They are because the movie Pretty Woman taught you this. If you break things up, they're more valuable than they are as a whole. Can we do the Tigers one in a minute? Quick fire.
No. No, we can't. Well,
have a great weekend, everybody. For Sean Belizian, for Chase, for Spencer Raxter, I'm Neil Rule. Thanks for tapping in. Shout out Bart Chaz for the bourbon. Well, see you later.